Man, if you think modern trucks are the kings of the road, I've got news for you. There's a pack of old-school 4x4 SUVs out there that'd eat M for breakfast and spit out the chrome. These ain't your cushy crossovers. These are beasts built when off-road meant crawling through hell and back. Not just parallel parking at Whole Foods. Stick with me, 'cause by the end, I'm dropping a legend you didn't see coming. A rig so tough, it'll make you rethink everything. Welcome to Garticler, where we don't just talk cars, we live M, breathe M, and probably dream about M too. I'm your host, just a guy who's spent more time under a hood than in a suit. And today, we're re-diving into 10 classic 4x4 SUVs that still outmuscle the 2025 trucks you re-drooling over. First up, the 1966 Ford Bronco. This thing was Ford's middle finger to the Jeep CJ, a boxy brawler with a coil-sprung front end that was smoother than a Mustang S-Ride, but could still climb a cliff like it was pissed off. No V8, no problem. The inline-six had enough grunt to shame a modern F-150's EcoTurbo when the trail got nasty. I knew a guy, Tommy, who took his '68 Bronco through Moab Slick Rock in a thunderstorm stock. No mods, just balls, and a good transfer case. Try that with your 2025 Ranger Raptor and see how far you get before the electronics cry uncle. Then there's the 1963 Jeep Wagoner. This wasn't just an SUV, it was the blueprint. Brooks Stevens designed it to be a plush family hauler that could still ford rivers. It ran damn near 30 years with barely a change when the last time a Silverado could claim that. Its quadra-track system was like giving the middle finger to mud, and with a 350 V8 under the hood. It had more torque than a 2025 Ram 1500s diesel on a good day. I saw one pull a tree stump clean out of the ground at a Buddy's farm thing, didn't he even flinch. Now, let's talk the 1970 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40. This is the rig that made Toyota's rep for bulletproof reliability. You could drop it off a cliff and it'd still start. That 3.9-liter inline-six was slower than molasses on pavement, but off-road it'd chew through boulders like a pit bull on a bone. My uncle had one in the 80s, took it through the Australian outback on a dare, came back with stories, not a scratch. Compare that to a 2025 Tacoma's fancy hybrid. One good rock hit and you're calling a... The 1973 GMC Jimmy rolls in next. Think of it as the Chevy Blazer's rowdy cousin, built on the same CK truck platform. It had a 350 V8 that roared like a bar fight and enough ground clearance to make a modern Colorado Zr2 jealous. These things were everywhere back in the day, cheap, tough, and ready to roll. You can still find M for peanuts, and they'll outlast half the new trucks on the lot. I saw a Jimmy at a car show last year, rusted to hell, but still running like it just rolled off the line. Don T. Sleep on the 1984 Land Rover Defender 110. This thing was born to take a beating. Aluminum body, coil springs, and a V8 that sounded like it gargled gravel. It was the choice for safari guides and military grunts alike. It's still kicking in places where roads are just a suggestion. A buddy of mine swears his Defender 90 outran a flash flood in Nevada. Try that in a 2025 Chevy Silverado EV. You'll be swimming before you hit Forlow. The 1985 Mitsubishi Pajero deserves a nod. Before Mitsubishi went all crossover crazy, the Pajero was a rally-bred monster. Its Super Shift transfer case lets you flick between 2WD and 4WD on the fly. Something your 2025 Tundra can't dream of. It won Dakar rallies while your neighbor's F150 was stuck in a snowbank. My old shop partner had a 90 Pajero beat the snot out of it for a decade, and it still purred like a kitten. Then there's the 1979 Mercedes G-Wagon. Yeah, it's a Merc, but don't let the badge fool you. This was a tank with a 3-pointed star. 3 locking diffs meant it could crawl up a wall, and it's still the only SUV I'd trust to outlast a nuclear winter. A guy I knew took his G-Class through the Sahara stock tires. No backup, just a cooler of beer and a prayer. Today's G550 might have leather, but it's got nothing on the OG's grit. The 1989 Suzuki Jimny is the little guy with a big heart. Tiny, light, and nimble as hell. It could squeeze through trails a 2025 Bronco Raptor would choke on. Its 1.3-liter engine was a joke on the highway, but off-road, it danced. I saw one at a trail meet last summer. Guy had it for 30 years. Still original clutch. Good luck getting that from a modern Gladiator. The 1993 Dodge Ram Charger's next. This was Mopar's answer to the Bronco and Blazer, a full-size bruiser with a 318 V8 that could tow a house. It wasn't fancy, but it was tough as nails. My neighbor had one, used it to haul firewood through a blizzard. Never got stuck, never broke. Compare that to a 2025 Ram 1500S air suspension that'll leave you stranded when the sensors crap out. Last but not least, the 1992 AM General Hummer H1. This wasn't an SUV, it was a damn apocalypse machine. 16 inches of ground clearance, in-cab tire inflation, and a diesel V8 that laughed at sand and snow. It was built for war, not Walmart runs. I met a guy who drove his H1 across Death Valley, no AC, no complaints. Your 2025 F250 Super Duty might tow more, but it's got no soul like this beast. Now, I promised you a hidden gem, and here it is. The 1987 International Harvester Scout 2. This thing's the underdog of 4x4 South, a farm-bred bruiser with a 345 V8 that could shame a modern Raptor in the mud. It had a cult following for a reason: simple, tough, and built to last. My buddy's dad had one. He said it saved his life when a tree fell on it during a storm. Crushed the roof, engine still ran. Find me a 2025 truck that can take that kind of punishment. These old 4x4 South weren't just vehicles. They were legends, forged in steel and sweat, built when reliability meant you could fix it with a wrench. Not a laptop. Today's trucks are fast, fancy, and full of screens. But when the trail gets mean, they're crying for a tow, while these classics keep rolling. So, here asks the question that's gonna haunt you. If these old dogs can still hunt like this, why the hell are we spending 80 grand on trucks that'll be obsolete in a decade? Hit the comments. Tell me your favorite classic 4x4, and let's keep the gearhead fire burning. See you on the trail.